Yes, guys. that tune, man. That tune's just fucking. I love it so much, brother. Like it's just fucking. This guy is just.
Brother.
I don't know why I find it like I just loved it. That's why I had to get the remixed song version that Pat sent me a couple of them on Instagram. And you know what's funny now? Everyone keeps on sending me like remakes of this guy and like sending me on Instagram. So I'm getting all like the remix sent into my DMs, man. It's fucking insane. Hopefully you guys are all well. Please make sure you drop a like on the stream. Please make sure you are subscribed. If you've not done so already, get yourself subscribed to the channel and the second channel, More LB. We're going to do about an hour on this channel. Then the content don't stop. It's going to move on to Mancunian Way. So you got at least 2 hours. And I know Mancunian Way, those guys sometimes do even more than an hour. So you got at least 2 hours of city content. And what is better than that, guys? So please make sure you drop a like. Please make sure you are subscribed. Martin, Tone, Pat, Si, thanks for joining me, lads. Hopefully you guys are all well. Well, that was tricky, wasn't it? That was we got there in the end, but Martin, me and you were speaking before the game, and we were saying to each other, "It's the performance isn't really that important now." And fucking hell, the players took that literally, didn't they? They took that literally and went, "All right, NLB, hold my beer, all right," and then dropped on my performance. But they got the win, and ultimately, you can talk about whatever you want, and I'm sure we'll talk about the performance, but ultimately, we got the win, Martin, and that's what it's about, bro.
By the way, that's in context. I wasn't expecting the whole right-hand side to shut down for today and not move. I wasn't expecting half the side to go, nah, bollocks, forget it. No. No, it was, listen, 3 points. That's 6 goals, two very tricky away games, 2 clean sheets. I don't know what more's to be said, but 31 games unbeaten. 19-20 games in the Premier League. Listen, I don't mind it. I really, really don't. Erling Haaland coming off the bench, a League Two player. You know what he does? Goes in the box, put the ball in the net. By the way, I've never seen a League Two player make runs and finish like that. But hey, they must have some plays down in League Two.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Someone's like super chatting on the watch along and said when you speak about League Two, he's speaking about 2 leagues because he's going to win 2 leagues. And they told who's in the chat. I don't know if he's still here. He super chatted it better than I've just explained it, but it was pretty good when he sent it in anyway. But yeah, man, literally, like it was a crazy situation, man. Like it was one of the worst performances of the season, but ultimately we got the win and. And that is what it's about. And Erling Haaland, you mentioned Erling Haaland there, Martin. Yeah, I thought the game was crying out from Erling Haaland from the first 5 minutes. You know, ask the guys in the chat on the watch along. I said it like get Haaland on, get Haaland. I was saying it from 10 minutes in. I tweeted it. You know what I mean? I just could tell. I could tell that game was so suited to Haaland because they was like pressing us high, right? And actually, like fair play to Forest, man. And that proves also, by the way, that you can press us and you can try and play a little bit of football. You don't have to sit there because they probably should have won the game based off the chances. But, you know, that game was crying out for Haaland because they was pushing us. There was space in behind. So there's only 2 options when Haaland came on. He was either going to drop back, which would help us, or the space would still be there and he could make runs in behind. And I don't know about you guys, yeah, and anyone feel free to get on this, but like today I felt, and I don't know whether I'm just reading into it or maybe I want this to be true. I felt like Haaland was different today. I felt like when he come on, like first of all, the game was sort of like crying out for him, which is maybe not something that we've seen before. And then when he come on, you could just tell that he was just like, Haaland's back, man. You know what I mean? That's one game. Hopefully he continues, but I think he might be back, man. It is early, but I think he might be back.
Yeah, I agree. I said the same after. Thought he looked sharper, more involved. There's something about him today and his goal. In fact, as I'm looking up, they're just showing it on Sky Sports now. Literally just put it in the net. So, yeah, the way he drags it. Oh, yeah, he just looked on it. He looked happier as soon as he come on the pitch. I think he's still having problems with his foot, and I think probably the week off has maybe helped a little bit of time, and hopefully we'll see him through to the end. And if he plays like he has today, he'll be banging a few more goals in before the end. He was good, very, very good today.
Yeah, you know what? As well, there was another part of his game, right, where he barged through someone. He played a little touch off to De Bruyne when he held the ball up. He chested it down and then just knocked it off to De Bruyne. I agree, man. Maybe actually have. I said this again before the watch. I said maybe this little break he's had off maybe this is what he's needed.
Yeah.
Now, it is early days. He only played 30 minutes, so we can't get too carried away. But ultimately, you know, I felt like he looked super fresh. And like you seen him celebrate his goal. He was buzzing. You know what I mean? He ran behind the net to the fans. It seemed to me like he's got a little bit of a spring back in his step. I mean, maybe that's what I thought.
No, I agree with you. That's why I mentioned, was it before the Brighton game? Where, I don't know if you heard this, Tony. It was the injury, but it was also more of a mental break for him. Just out of the limelight, rest up, see you later. And I think it's done him a world of good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever seen Haaland dribble past three defenders before today? Because that was insane. He dribbled past 2 or 3 defenders. He just needed a goal. I was like hoping, please score now, because that would be, all about the tap-ins and so on, man. That would be so awesome. No, I think it was good. I said when we did the Brighton preview that Forest was at least, I thought it was the toughest game, but at least on par with the Spurs game, and really feared this one. And I also said if we win the Forest game, I think we win the league. I think we win the rest. So for me, it was huge. Like my nerves was shattered, and that wasn't a nice game to watch. I think everyone can agree on that. Like it didn't help anything with the nerves, with how they played. But the subs that Pep did in the halftime was amazing. I tweeted it, and I'm pretty sure he reached my tweets when I was the 3rd time in almost a row when I tweet something, and then it happens straight after. I have been people DMing me saying, do you think you have a burner following you or not? And I'm pretty convinced he does now, yeah. So
his subs were mega. His subs were mega. Like I said it in the player ratings, man. Like he did everything I was asking for at our time. Doku, obviously, who was struggling because I don't think it was actually Doku's fault, personally, in my opinion. I think it was just not the game for Doku. He was too deep. Doku's good when he's like attacking the defender. You don't want Doku like on the halfway line, like holding possession.
At the Brighton, whether is he a player who comes on with 25 minutes to go, or there's a big difference between playing a Doku from the get-go when everyone's fresh and ready, and bringing the Doku on. Because I said it, I think it was the Brighton game when I was on LBS. Nobody's got that option off the bench that we've got in a Doku with 25 minutes to go with a leggy fullback. No one's got that option, and it is still only his first season.
I'd also say though, Martin, I don't think anyone expected Forest to be that like aggressive going forward. Well, you did.
I said it on the build-up, and you told me I was mad.
Well, no, because I thought you was mad, because I thought, like most people, I thought Forest was going to win.
They've got to win. They had to win the game.
I don't think they did have to win the game. I don't think they had to. If you do the math, but if you do the maths, they didn't have to win it. A point would have been a fantastic point for them, because, like I say, a point would have meant that Burnley have to beat Forest on the last day of the season and have to take another point because of goal difference against either Newcastle or Spurs. So I thought they were just going to sit back. And if they did sit back, then Doku would have been further up the pitch and he wouldn't have had the problems that he had. But because they was actually a lot more sort of open and aggressive in the way that they was pressing us, he ended up coming back to the halfway line and he's just not secure enough on the ball. So that was a fantastic sub. I didn't realise at the time Grealish was injured, because I would have left Grealish on personally, because I thought he was holding the ball up well. But the subs, as you say, Si, was fantastic. And I think Pep Guardiola deserves a lot of credit today for his substitutions and just general management of the match. That wasn't an easy game. That was a super tough game, hostile place. And ultimately, like, we've got the job done. And I know it wasn't the best performance in the world, but who cares? We got the win. And that is all that matters. It's a crazy situation. I don't know if, Pat, you wanna add anything onto what we just mentioned, or?
No, look, I think at the end of the day, we're just going to look at win at all costs, basically. And today we certainly did, given, having to use Ortega for a half. And, I haven't had a chance to ask anybody, but do we know if there's anything major going on with Phil Foden and Ruben Diaz? Obviously not.
Both sickness book.
All right. Well, actually, that's a bit reassuring now, because they get more than a week, to rest, relax, and recoup before Wolves. So that's very refreshing. So, look, I think we just had to make do with the pieces that we had, and yeah, look, fair play to Forest. They did make it difficult for us in that first half. You know, there was I wouldn't say it got to, you know, we weren't creating much, but it got to that point where, you know, we've had some of those games where we don't actually click until we actually concede a goal. Now, I'm not going to go as far to say that we probably needed to get into gear for Forest to score a goal, because I honestly think if they scored a goal, they would have just absolutely 2 banks of 5 and would have made it so difficult for us to break them down. But it needed something. It needed a jolt, and funnily enough, it came in the form of a corner. So I don't know if Pep's got them changing their diet or something, or maybe they've actually just skipped doing set piece training this week or something, because now all of a sudden that seems to start working. And of course, let's not forget you got Josko Vardiol, who's, you know, mad as a cut snake trying to go after the golden boot now all of a sudden. So you know, there's some interesting things in this game, but again, it all comes down to, for me, analysis is one thing, but just getting them W's, getting them 3 points, that's all that matters right now.
Yeah, big up Chris Wood as well.
City fan, good lad.
Yeah, Chris Wood today. Big up to you. I don't know if you're watching, Chris, but if you are, welcome at the Etihad anytime, pal. You know what I mean? What a guy he is. Had at least two.
Whoa.
You can have Martin's ticket. Martin said he'll give you the ticket for the game at West Ham last game of the season.
Yep.
I've got enough for Pat down there telling me how great Chris is.
You have to send me that screenshot, LB.
Yeah. There's loads, man. Apparently, like he tweets loads about City.
Yeah.
There's loads.
So he's like a proper blue, is he? Oh, that's cool, Martin.
Well,
he did the one with Aguero, and he slagged Neville off as well. Like he's done quite a few, giving it all. Yeah.
Don't care. He's still shy.
No, I know he's goals in a league season. That is a good return for a team
Respect
in the bottom third.
Oh, no, give over.
Respect
I won't
him,
give
bro.
over.
You've been respecting that. I think, what's he called? The guy, former Wickham fella. I think, what's he called? The Beast.
Oh.
No, Akinfenwa.
Akinfenwa,
You'd be respecting him next. That's Chris Wood's level.
Nah, bro.
Well, it's not because Chris Wood's in the Premier League.
You need to respect Chris Wood, mate. Today, he could have a hat trick today, and he decided he was going to help us.
He's got something against these colonies, Martin, LB. He's got a real problem, mate. He would look at you he looks at you in a completely different light, knowing that you could have lived in Australia.
I know, man. It's just crazy.
I tell you,
he doesn't look favourably on these colonies, that's for sure.
Chris Wood was better for City today than Walker or Doku. I can bloody tell you that much.
I know. Some of those chances that he missed.
That's not.
Or Burn, yeah.
Burnley out of that one.
Yeah. Do you think Burnley was that bad?
I don't think he was that bad. I don't honestly. Let's go around the panel. Yeah. I personally, I don't think Bernardo was great, but I don't think he was as bad as some people are making out. Like Walker was bad. Let's just get it right, yeah. And Doku wasn't great. But I don't think Bernardo Silva was as bad as some people are making out. I thought he was just all right. I don't think he was great. I don't think he was bad. I just think it was okay, like a meh performance. I think I'd give him like a 6.5 or a 7 or something like that on the player ratings.
Yeah, I'd give him a 5. I think.
7.
Why? What did he do
5.
wrong?
What are you giving him extra 2 for? Because he put the shirt on the right way around. What are you doing here?
I don't think he was that bad. I really don't think he was that bad. I just thought he was all right. I don't think he was okay. Like
no, but I thought all 3 of them on that right hand side were. You could have swapped the whole right hand side out.
Well, I think actually it kind of proves really that it wasn't just Doku, because Doku was getting cooked in that first half from City fans saying he's not helping out. But we didn't get any better really in the second half. Didn't get any better really. So you can't blame Doku for that. So
by the way, LB, you're getting cooked in the comments saying no one's with you.
I don't see why. I don't think. I
don't know what you've seen, LB. I'll just say on Walker, because he has been criticised a lot this season, but he is playing injured. He is 100% playing injured. I saw him limping at least 4 times. He is definitely playing with a muscle problem. No doubt at all.
Why is he playing then? We've got Manuel Akanji, we've got Rico Lewis. We don't need
Stones
to play
on the bench. Yeah.
Why are we playing?
He was limping, and as he come off, he was still limping and holding the back of his muscle. He's definitely playing not at 100%. But it's a good question. I don't know why he's playing, because he is a massive liability at the moment, especially again today. And me and Si were saying after Brighton when sorry, I'll be not a dig, but people throwing 8 and 9s out, and he's like, I didn't think he played that well against Brighton. I thought, I know he had 2 assists.
Well, with LB on that one, I gave him man of the match against Brighton.
He got 2 assists. No. I get that he might have given the ball away a couple of times in that game, but he got 2 assists. So, like Kevin De Bruyne today, ultimately, you might not put in a 10 out of 10 performance, but if you get 2 assists, then you can't give him like a poor rating. But I don't really get it. I just don't think if he's not fit, don't play him.
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
Do you know what
I don't
saying?
think we'll see him against the Wolves. I'm pretty sure, fit or not fit, I'm pretty sure we won't see him when we play Wolves. Pretty sure we'll go back to a back 4 of centre backs.
It depends, because I don't know what he's going to do with this 3-5-2 formation that we're doing. Because what I was told, that is the way forward next season. That's what all the transfers are going to run down, is this potential 3-5-2 moving forward. So I don't know.
Guardiola sticking on the left. Is that going to carry on?
Yeah, because from what, like I said, don't if you know Tony, I think Frimpong they've not made the move on him. He was on the list, but they never made the move. And it's more looking at a Yankutu, potentially, if he can sign up on his contract.
LB's happy.
Look at you jumping up there.
Oh, look at me.
You jump.
Beacon of knowledge.
Are you a Yankutu fan?
I am a fan of the fact that it's a free transfer and his assists are crazy. And
it's not a free transfer, it's ours. Just on loan.
Well, yeah, it's free then, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's free. It's not going to cost us anything.
No.
So I think it's a good option. Now, just to FYI on Yankuto, yeah, I'm not saying play him against Liverpool at Anfield or play him against Arsenal. I'm saying for 90% of the games we play against weaker opposition. Most of them, we dominate the ball. So why do we really need to worry too much about the defensive side when we dominate the ball? At the end of the day, if we create the chances and we score the goals, it's not going to matter. That's my point on the Yankuto situation.
Yep. I also like the idea of a bit of a rotation between Kyle Walker and somebody else. Because at 33, 34 years of age, you can't be the mainstay right back for 50, 60 games a season. Has to be rotated, has to have a little bit more versatility, I think, on that right-hand side too, because again, the problem is like, if Pep's going to try and, turn Kyle Walker into this, inverted sort of, play this inverted role or even this wing-back sort of role, it just proves that you can't necessarily teach an old dog new tricks in a way. So I think there are going to be some games that suit Kyle Walker better than others. There's going to be games that suit a player like Young Couto even more. So I think, and in the interest of preservation and keeping Kyle Walker playing and at a good pace for longer, I think you just need to be a bit more cautious of his game time and how many games he plays and how many minutes per season. And I think a little bit of a rotation, a little bit of friendly competition with another right back or a right back that offers a slightly different dynamic is probably the way to go. And I think it's just sensible because you wouldn't be saying the same thing if Kyle Walker was 28, but he's going to be 34 soon. You've got to it's a sensible thing to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I'll come to the super chats in a second, guys. Big up for all the donations, appreciate it. The thing that worried me the most today wasn't the getting, the poor tackling or whatever. It's when that hyena just sprinted past him and he was left for dead. And I was like, oh shit. Oh damn, that's not good, because that's where usually Kyle Walker's, you don't get done like that. And that hyena just sprinted past him, and I was like, he ain't catching him up. And in fact, he ended up started jogging because he knew the guy had gone. So I was like, yeah, that's a bit of a madness. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up leaving this summer, to be honest with you. I think there's going to be a couple of teams in for him as well. Like Bayern might come in. I think the Saudis could come in for him as well. But because I guess the thing as well, sorry, Tom, quickly. The thing as well about Walker is next season, even if he does stay, like this year, I think, honestly, if we're being honest, I think Pep kind of feels a little bit like, I took the guy out for dinner. I convinced him to stay. I can't just drop him. Yeah. Whereas once the season's over, he can have that conversation with him and say, okay, this season, if you're not playing well, like you're not just going to be in the team because I got Rico, who's going to be an extra year older. Rico again this year got no game time when he probably deserves some. Come in and he done nothing wrong. And then we don't see him again. Next year, he's going to be 1 year older. He's going to be more physically developed, stronger, which is often a bit of a criticism about Rico, is that he's not a bit weak because of his age. He's still got a Kanji who can play there. And as it stands, Jan Couto will be at Manchester City in the summer because he's loan ends. So, it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up leaving. let me come to some of these super chats, guys, and we'll carry on the conversation. Big up to Dr. Foot. He says, Walks, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Sell him. Okay. A bit of a mad one. Bit of a mad one, that. Big up to Danny with a big one. Says, LB reminder, now you know why you should not let KDB rest in this final phase. He wins us the last games. If he would have rested, we would have already lost the title. If you can count, high from KDB land. Big up to Danny. Yeah. Now 100%, bro. Now he plays every game now. We've got 4 games left, 5 including the FA Cup. Plays every game now to the rest of the season. You actually have to. You have to. But yeah, two assists for him today. Nicely done. Big up Danny for the big super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Big up to LB. Says, got away with one today, boys. Jesus. Yeah, 100%. Defo got away with one. But you need that in the title run. You absolutely do. And that's what happened today. Big up to Not In My Lifetime. Is this a new podcast? Yeah, big up to the guys at Not In My Lifetime. New City channel, guys. So make sure you go check these guys out. Not In My Lifetime. Says 1 game at a time. Big up the panel and the chat. Big up to you guys. Good luck on your journey, lads. Wishing you all the best. Big up to LB. Says Goldfish forgot to switch to his burner account.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I seen that tweet as well, bro.
That's embarrassing, man. That is.
Oh,
Do you think that's on purpose? Like,
Wasn't it?
yeah, you haven't seen it, Martin.
I didn't know he had a burner.
No, he did like a tweet about our game, right? About the Ederson incident, and then tweeted that it was the same as the Onana one. And then he goes down and comment on his own tweet, forget to log out of his account, and then, contradicts what he's just said with his own account, but it should have been his burner account, which is, it looks, is that real, or is that just a way of getting even more clicks and views and talk about it? Because that would be genius.
It's a way of starting conversation.
That guy knows what he's doing, so it could be
exactly and why would he not remove it? It'd been up for like an hour or two, right? I mean, if it was, it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah. Well, this was his Manchester derby, so you're expecting to be a bit vocal, you know what I mean?
Big up to Ben Les. Says, wonder if Pep's going to come out and publicly micro-analyze his Bernardo performance for giving away the ball easily like Foden did. Trick question, he won't. Hate this hypocrisy from Pep, says Ben Les. Listen, bro, I can't lie, man. I don't think Bernardo did much wrong today. Like, I honestly don't. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. And big up to Sign Silver. Says, my senile dog is more aware than Walker in this back line. He's a liability. I'll personally fly him to Saudi, says Signs Silver. A lot of people not liking Walker.
They're also rough,
man.
Huh? They're harsh. They're so harsh on, like, remember what he's done for this club and what he still does for us. Like, he might not have his best season, but Jesus Christ, I'm almost ready to say abuse he's getting. Like, it's getting to a point where it's let's be fair about it. Like, we can be constructive about the criticism and not just, you guys take it too far, man.
This is why I always said be careful with the Gundogan stuff, because this could have easily been Gundogan. But so we've got to be careful to make the club know when it's the right time to go.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that was wrong about it. Is clearly there's been, if Pep feels that he can't drop him, that's the problem. Because he convinced him to stay. And I get it. Like, listen, the guy was going Bayern Munich. He was gone. And then Pep convinced him to stay. I feel Pep feels like he can't really drop him after he convinced him to stay. This is why I think that next season, if he does stay, which I've got no problem. If he wants to stay, no problem. But it's got to be in a situation where, you're not just going to be playing every game. If you wouldn't play the next match, like after today, next season, he's probably good. If he's fit, he's going to play against Wolves, right? But if this was next season, I won't play him against Wolves because he didn't play well enough to play against Wolves. But obviously, he feels like he has to play him because of what happened in the summer. So I don't know, man. I just think personally, like, it is what it is. Like, he's had a bad season, but does some of the criticism go a little bit too far? Probably, but he keeps playing and he keeps on making mistakes. That's where I'm at with it. Like, it is what it is. I just think what will happen, and it is what it is. Let's continue with the conversation, guys. Make sure you smash the like on the stream if you've not done so already. We've got over 600 people locked in on YouTube. Let's get those likes to at least 250 likes, guys. Hit the thumbs up button. And we've got over 750 people tuned in on X. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Not all of the content is streamed on X, but we do it sometimes. So if you like the content, come over to the main channel, It's LB, and and we can cook from there. But yeah. Let me ask you a question about Kovacic, right? Because I was saying in fact, I didn't actually say it. I got to put my hands up. At half time, I actually wasn't one of the guys who was saying, get Kovacic on, get Kovacic on, yeah? But he actually come on. It didn't make an instant impact, but after 5 minutes, when he started getting a bit more control of the ball, that Kovacic come through, and Pep Guardiola, I'll get the comments up in a minute, Pep was very happy with Kovacic today, and I think he was exactly what we needed, actually. Big up the chat as well at the watch-along, because I didn't even think about it, but they was all like, yeah, get Kovacic on, and I thought he was mint when he come on. He gave the ball away twice. In the whole second half, he gave the ball away 2 times. I thought he was class. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's my man of the match, Kovacic. I thought he was brilliant when he come on. I know Ake and Guardiola and all them lot played well. I thought Kovacic, purely from the point of view that he changed the game. He come on, everybody settled around him. We started to control, certainly the last half hour, more. So, yeah, no, I thought he was the best player, and I think he's a huge part of why we come away with 3 points today. I know everyone points to Haaland, fair enough, great goal. But Kovacic is equally... is the main reason, in my view, that we won that game today and we went on to win it. I thought he was brilliant.
I thought that Guardiola was the best player today. He got my man of the match. I really liked Guardiola, and also stepping up with the crucial goal at a point where we were needing something. Like, we really needed something at that point, and he scored, and that was very important for the game. And yeah, I understand what you're saying about Kovacic, but Guardiola for me today.
Oh, he's amazing as well. Yeah,
I think Kovacic is becoming a bit of a player that's more instrumental than we realise in that midfield. Because the way he just knits passes together, the way he controls it from back to front, he's very underrated for me.
Yeah,
and,
same.
You just look at his Brighton performances. You look at the games he's come on, second half in the Liverpool game. And there's games where he does come on and we suddenly start becoming City again. We start, because listen, that first half, that was the biggest issue for me. We were not knitting any passes together. We were allowing Forest to overrun. And I just feel, also, I think he takes a lot of pressure off Rodri. I think because if you look, Rodri just looks a different player when Kovacic is next to him. He looks like he's got the monkey off his back a little bit.
I agree. I thought in that first half, it reminded me of Stamford Bridge away. Well, obviously away. Stamford Bridge. When we went there, and you know when Rodri was just completely like on his own and I isolated, I just felt like even though Bernardo was meant to be like helping him out, Bernardo was maybe too deep or too far forward, and it just left Rodri isolated. In the second half, Kovacic come on, and it was just like I say, it took 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes to get it going because I feel like Forest was like giving it one big push just after half time. You know, as you'd expect, you know, the 1-0 down there at home, go out in the second half and try and cook us. But once we like got through that 5 minute period and we started to get on the ball, we started to push them back, Kovacic and Rodri, and then obviously when Haaland come on, we just got complete control. And Kovacic is a big part of that. Kovacic is a brilliant player. I remember when we signed him, and there was a lot of people who didn't like the signing. I said, listen, this is a top signing, man. £25 million for a guy of his experience, over 100 caps for his country. He's played for Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Chelsea, and now he's joining City. This guy is one of the most experienced players in terms of top level in European football right now. We got it for 25 million. Now, he's not the full package. We get that. He's not the full package. You know, we know going forward, he's limited. You know what I mean? The stats prove that. You know what I mean? Go and have a look at his stats over the years. Like, he don't get goals, really. He don't get assists. But if you don't ask him to do that, then there ain't a problem. The problem becomes a problem when maybe De Bruyne's not firing. And then everyone's like, right, who's next to De Bruyne? Kovacic. Well, Kovacic ain't going to. Then you've got a problem. So the thing is, when Kovacic is on the pitch, if you're not winning, so if he starts, it does put a lot of pressure on the player that he's playing next to, whether it be Foden or De Bruyne, because they are like the guy. Like, you know, when Gundogan was there, you know, it was fine. You had Kevin De Bruyne and you had Gundogan. Gundogan got loads of assists. Gundogan got goals. So the workload could be shared. But when Kovacic is there, it's not. Here's why it's good though. You know what I mean? Because when you're winning and you throw him on, he'll just keep the ball. He'll just keep the ball. And obviously the opposition then will probably have to come out a little bit because they're losing. And then that'll give a little bit more space for the Kevin De Bruyne or the Foden.
Yeah,
so
watch what he does for Croatia. There was a game, was it last year, the year before, where Croatia played Haaland. He ran the show. Absolutely ran the show. The guy that, look at his CV. You don't have that CV because you are a crap player. And I've said this. The trouble is, I always look at our squad as like an armour. You need lieutenants, you need generals, you need soldiers. Cover is the perfect soldier. Doesn't moan, well, it's like Nathan Acker. Doesn't moan, he smiles, he comes in, he does his job, and if he's on the bench the next game, fine. I'm all right with that. Oh, come on, you want me 30 minutes? I'll do 30 minutes, I'll come off. And that is so, to me, sometimes this is the problem where you can't have your Galactico squads. Because some players, like Paulinho, for example, won't just sit there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So
when you get someone like Kovacic with that experience, to me, it's such a positive to have. And he's why we are in the position we are, not just because of him, but this is what a squad is. This is why Pep is so unique and good at what he does, because he manages his squad. Yes, it's small, but it's versatile and he knows what to do. You just can't beat it for me.
No, I think it's a top player. Are you guys a little bit surprised that we've not seen him be given a role in the six to give Rodri a rest? But or are you not really surprised because he might have played there like for 30 minutes or anything? But I don't think he's ever really started there. And I thought like I was quite surprised he never got given a goal.
He did against Arsenal away, didn't he? Didn't he start?
Nah, he didn't. He didn't. He actually was further forward. Bernardo Silva was the DM in that game.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
because that the one Bernardo came out afterwards and said, "I don't like being there." There was a game when Bernardo said, "I hate that position. Don't ever put me there." You know, I'm sure it was that game.
I don't know. Maybe LB to answer your question, but. I think Rodri's just too important. You know, whoever we get is going to be a fall off, and it's too key at the moment. Maybe previous games back in November or what have you, maybe he should have been given a whirl, Kovacic in the six. But Rodri's too important. There's no way Rodri's going to get a minute's break between now and the end of the season unless we've won the league with a game to go or something like that. He's playing every single minute unless we are 3-4 up.
Okay. Also, if I don't know if I'm the only one here, but if we had beaten Real Madrid and had to play Bayern this coming week, I'm pretty sure we won't win the league. Like, people look dead on their feet sometimes. Also, just Bernardo and Roger did look tired today. They also had to play Bayern two times 90 minutes. I think we definitely lose points within the last 4 games in the league, and I don't see Arsenal losing points, really. I think there's a surprise for Arsenal, but logically, they probably won't lose any points this season, the rest of the games.
I think Arsenal will. My thing is, and I know United are crap, okay, and a team of us 4 plus any other 7 off this chat could beat United at the moment. But I'm coming out and saying, if we win, I can see LB's going to crack up on it. We win our next 2 Premier League games, right? Which are Wolves home, Fulham away. And Martin's cracking up.
I'm laughing at LB's waiting. He's like a tiger pouncing ready to go.
He is. I can see him. He's building. And I'm telling you, this is what will happen, lads. Right? We're going to win the next 2 league games, and then Arsenal go to Old Trafford and we'll be top. Arsenal know they have to win that game. United are crap. We all know it. But every now and again, they can turn up. Liverpool, prime example. Everyone said, Liverpool beat them 4-5. Liverpool going to win every game between now and the end of the season. We were on this show, LB, 2-3 weeks ago, and a couple of lads said, no one's stopping Liverpool. It's inevitable. They're winning the last 8 or whatever. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I'm throwing it out. They will drop points at Old Trafford. You'll see.
So do you think we'll drop points, Si?
No, I don't think we will drop points. No, but if we had to play in the Champions League as well, I think we would.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think we will lose any points.
Saying that, would it be so arsehole like to drop points at Bournemouth next week?
Yes.
You know, when you're like, listen, LB's gonna kill us in a minute. He's like, you like there.
I'll tell you something. Yeah, it's a different Arsenal, man. Arsenal will win the next 3 games.
No, I agree.
Trust me.
I do think Arsenal will win all the games.
Which means we got to go to Spurs and win against Spurs. And the question is, are they going to let us win, man?
Yeah, because they'll have now to play for. Villa will be, because you've seen Spurs' next 2 fixtures before they hit us. Jeez, they've got, I think they've got to go to Anfield, which they don't particularly do well in. They've got to go to, is it Chelsea? They've got a hard run.
Let me show you this. Let's just come out online. Built to 9 men sent me this earlier, right? So check this out. Several groups of Tottenham fans have wrote a letter to club's management asking that the team deliberately lose to Manchester City to prevent Arsenal from winning the league. It would be proper Spursy though, wouldn't it, for them to in a game that they could have stopped Arsenal from winning the title, lose, and then beat City to hand Arsenal the title. That is like pure Spursy. But listen, I actually think that the way Spurs play under Postecoglou is better for us, is basically what I'm saying, than how Mourinho used to play and how Conte used to play, the 2 previous managers at that stadium. Because the 2 previous managers at that stadium play more defensive football, sit back, stay compact, make it difficult, and then boom, hit you on the break. Whereas Spurs today, see Spurs today was on the ball. They was taking the game to Arsenal, and Arsenal just sat there and went, what's fucking going on here? And then just hit them on the break. You know what I mean? That's what they did for the second goal.
That game would have gone another 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think. Yeah, you're right. I think we are better equipped to beat Spurs right now, definitely, than we were previously with their other managers. Yeah, and we completely people go, it was a late goal. We completely outplayed Spurs.
Yeah, well, actually, City fans need to stop this, right? Because before the FA Cup, all the City fans, me included, was like, oh yeah, the City curse at the Tottenham Stadium, the City curse. We won, and then everyone went, oh, but it's only for FA Cup.
It wasn't in the league.
And I was like, whoa, where does this come from, man? And then they all changed the narrative. So yeah, we need to stop that, man. There's no curse.
No, that was up there as one of my best ever away days. That was such.
The curse is over, man.
We dominated them. And you got to remember, this is a different Spurs now. This is Spurs who want to play high line suicide football up in your own half. There's high line, and then there's Angie's high line. So this is a very different Spurs. This is not a Spurs what we've played before. This is a Spurs that will let you play football.
There goes Martin again, dumping on Aussies.
He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything. Fair enough. But let me come to somebody's super chat, and I want to ask you.
He's got a complex.
I want to come to the Wolves game at the weekend. Big up to Ed's Mancunian Therapy, says Haaland had more impact. They dropped back, less press. 100%, man. And that does that prove because it's a bit of a debate, isn't it, that Haaland pins teams back, and everyone's kind of like, does he really, or is that just something that people say because they want to protect him? I think today showed a bit of evidence that is actually true. There's
an old saying: you don't realize what you've got until it's gone or not there.
Yeah, no, factual. Big up to Sir Alan, says we were awful, gave the ball away far too much, but got the win. Too many players didn't play well. I think that's meant to say from Sir Alan. Yeah, we got the win. That's the main thing, Al. That's the main thing. I'll be tuning in. Hopefully you're on the Is he on the Mancunian way after this?
I'm not after that super chat.
I'll be tuning in. Big up to Sign Silver, says he's a captain. How can your captain be the worst player in the squad? I think giving him the armband gave him unnecessary pressure to perform well. Maybe. I mean, that's up to the players, though. The players. I wonder if he stays. Do the players vote on the captain every year, or will he just default keep it? Do you know? How does it work? If he stays, will he just be captain again next year, or will the players do a revote? Like an election?
Because otherwise, then you're going down the route of
So I'm sure they voted every
Ten Hag and Maguire, what they did at the start of the season.
because they voted it last season when Gundogan went.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's when someone goes.
that's got to be when someone goes.
So he's
No,
going to
but-
continue.
No, because they
Yeah.
vote 5, don't they? It's 5, so they'll just re-vote the 5 again.
Yeah.
No,
but will-
I don't
you get what
think
I'm
they'll
saying, though?
re-vote the first one. Walker will still be captain unless he goes, because you can't take it off him, if you see what I mean. That's not going to help anybody.
Yeah, Tony, you've got a Maguire Ten Hag situation there at the start of the season.
Yeah, exactly right, Pat. Yeah,
And it's just that's you're just asking for trouble there.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Okay, I want to bring this on to Wolves for the final part of the show. Before we do, everyone on the YouTube, please make sure you smash a like on the stream. Over 650 people tuned in. Let's get those likes up, man. We're 13 people away from 300 likes. So come on, guys. Over 600 people in here. We need 13 people to hit the like button. Big up to everyone as well that's tuning in on X. We're closing in on 1,000 live viewers right now on X. We don't do every stream on X, but if you want to, join and watch the content for the future videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Mancunian Way as well. These guys are going live in around 10-15 minutes. Okay, Wolves coming up at the weekend. Apparently Cunha's going to be back. Apparently Neto's going to be back, which is not ideal, a little bit annoying. They're a good side, you know what I mean? I've said all season they're my second favourite team in the Premier League this year. I love watching them. I think they play fantastic football. They've got some great players. I'm glad we're playing them at home and not away, but Pat, let me come to you. I mean, how much do you think this is going to be a tricky game? Is it one that City should be winning? And Wolves only won 1 out of the last 5 games. How do you see this one playing out?
It can be tricky because we've seen throughout the season, Wolves just getting results against much better opposition. I wouldn't mind having a look to see what their home form is in relation to their away form. And I want to say there's probably a big gap, but no, in my luck, there's not much to it. Gary O'Neill's getting a good tune out of their players, even when they've got injuries and that too. And they seem to be playing a good, consistent brand of football, exceeding expectations. I mean, I know for a fact I definitely had them in my 3 to go down at the start of the season. So they're what Gary O'Neill's doing with them is fantastic, and he deserves a lot of praise. I'd even say he's worth a shout for manager of the season because of what he's done with that team on what appears to be a real shoestring budget as well. They have got they've got very good players who can make it a very long day for oppositions. As you mentioned, Neto, who obviously was on City's radar before he had another injury. He's very dangerous. Cunha can be dangerous as well too. It's hard to explain. Like they're almost like I wouldn't call it like leftovers on Boxing Day, but in a way, it's just like they managed to put a team together with reasonable good players, but they've just got that formula in place and they kind of know what the style of players and they know how to play. That's something that some teams that are well above them in the table just seem to lack at the moment. So they're a tricky team. All I can say is that I'm glad we're playing them at home and not at the Molineux next weekend. I think that's a huge factor. If people want to talk about the concerns they had when we played them at the Molineux earlier this season, I just think that was a really bad day at the office for us. That was our one horrible game of the year that we always seem to have. Chalked it off early in the year, and I don't think you'll see anything close to that come next weekend. I think the players will be up for it. It's definitely this definitely screams a game of Haaland starting and how Haaland spending 90 minutes just hounding defenders and trying to create more space, more gaps for our midfielders to hopefully feast on. If we get it right, there's every possibility that we could trim down that goal difference of 7. Hopefully Bournemouth can do us some favours, and if they do, I just think we'll have the wind at our back. We'll have all the momentum going into that match next weekend.
Yeah, I just checked their away form as you said that. I don't know if you've seen it on screen, Pat, but last 5 games or last 4 games away from home, they've not got a single win. 2-2 against Forest, 1-1 Burnley, 2-0 loss v Villa, and a 3-0 loss v Newcastle. Yeah. They do have a couple of decent results in there. They beat Spurs away. They beat Chelsea away. They smashed Brentford 4-1. Other than that, really nothing else to be said. But listen, they're a team that doesn't usually concede a lot of goals. But like this for me is going to be an interesting one because are they on the beach? Where are they in the league?
11th.
11th.
They should be on the beach.
11th. To get into Newcastle's occupying the last possible European spot, 7th, right?
Yeah, correct.
They are 7 points behind them.
Yeah, so and they've only got 3 games to play.
And Newcastle's got a game in hand too.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be on the beach this for me. So I'm hoping that this is going to be one. Again, we're at home. We've got to start quickly. Again, guys, the pressure's going to be on because we play second again. Bournemouth are probably going to get battered. I think Bournemouth will get battered against Arsenal. I really do. I think they'll hold at least 3. I think you muted, Martin. I don't know if you was to say something there, mate.
Sorry, I was saying 6 days rest.
Yeah.
We've got 6 days rest.
Oh, yeah. We got 6 days rest.
I'll be honest. I'm with Pat. I think that could be a goal difference catching up job.
Of course, it all depends on what happens against Bournemouth. But
LB, I'll just add to what you're saying about home form and away form. So yeah, there is actually a bit of a difference. So Wolves' form at home, 18 matches played, 8 wins, 3 draws, 7 losses. Away from home, 17 played, only 5 wins, 4 draws, 8 losses.
Okay, and Wolves F1 in the chat, Wolves fan obviously says, yes, easy win against Wolves, beats boys. Buzzing, there we go. Wolves fan saying it's going to be an easy win.
Good.
So that's a 2-0 win for Wolves. We're all going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you kiss of death, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're a good side, Wolves. They are. They play really sort of like really good football. They're really direct. I really like Cunha. I think I think he's a top player. I've said before, if he could finish, then he'd be at Champions League club.
Oh yeah,
his general play is fantastic.
Guardiola's not going to allow us to act like every team's on a beach. So that's the thing. If there's any manager in this league I trust of, you be professional no matter what. It's Pep. But Pep will not allow our lads to go out there and thinking, Wolves are on the beach, we can just, half-ass this. Pep will go out and tell them, you do this as though like they've got something to play for and you do it.
Martin, I've always assumed teams like this would the players would be more up for it because they're probably like to think of themselves as being in the shop window in the hope of going to a bigger club.
Yeah, they've still got an outside shot. They're only 3 points off 8th or somewhere around that area. They've got a great chance of finishing quite up in the top half. And sometimes the beach stuff, but sometimes the pressure is off. They've had a good season. They know it. Go out, play the game. That's dangerous. That is very, very dangerous, especially when the other team, ourselves, have enormous pressure. So they have none. We have all the pressure in this game, all the expectation, and that's massive. I think this will be a tough game again because they've shown they can play us.
One major positive, sorry, Tom. We will be allowed to water our own pitch on Saturday. Unlike today.
What happened? I didn't see the full thing.
Pep was very unhappy about that, apparently, afterwards. That we were not.
What happened? Something to do with the pitch, not water?
Basically, Forest totally didn't water the pitch. They left it as dry as possible. So, Pep talked about it, but in a very sarky way of, we couldn't. Basically, Forest just stopped us getting any rhythm going passing wise because he just made the pitch like the Sahara Desert and went, "That's it, you ain't moving with it."
What the hell?
Didn't Dyche do a similar thing for Burnley?
Probably. I'd imagine.
The win streak at the end of the formidable season.
Oh,
Sean Dyche did. Well, to be honest, he said, "Well, they didn't water the pitch. No, they didn't water the pitch. I don't think they watered the pitch for about 5 days before the match."
I know Brentford didn't cut
slow. Yeah, the pitch was so slow.
Do you remember that one when Brentford didn't cut the pitch and they made the grass a lot longer? And we had to when was it? The one where we won 1-0 with Foden. Was it last year?
Yeah. Yeah, that was just after Christmas. That was around Christmas time, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Has anyone heard anything of Ederson, by the way? I know it's all right.
I was literally just going to come on to that, actually. The final part of the show, yeah.
He was outside the ground in a sling, apparently.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had sling on, and he was in pain as well. So that's hopefully it doesn't look good. There you go. Yeah,
sounds like he might down for a bit. Yeah, shoulders are dodgy though, innit? You know what I mean? Shoulders are bad. If you ever had a shoulder problem, I had a shoulder problem, right? About 2 months ago. Yeah, I don't know how I done it. Yeah, and the chat will confirm. I was here for like 4 weeks, just constantly like this because and it just eventually just fixed itself. But shoulders, man, like honestly, if you're a doctor, knees and shoulders, the 2 worst things in your body, mate. Yeah, they're just made of biscuits. They are. They made of biscuits, man. So if he's fucked his shoulder, don't be surprised if he's out for the season, mate. Honestly, because it's only one month left of the season.
It was a hell of a collision. You get about 6 weeks suspension in rugby league for that.
Pope? Was it Nick Pope who's done his shoulder?
Yeah.
Because someone said it. I think it was Eddie Howard. He's having a psychological issue, Nick Pope, because he won't dive on that side anymore.
Yeah.
They're trying to get him back, but it's in his own head. He's scared of going on that side.
Yeah.
I think
that was similar to John Stones too. When he came back from a couple of those hamstring or leg injuries he had, he wasn't playing at 100% because I think he was worried about doing them again.
Yeah, maybe.
Craig Party Time is saying that he talked to Alfie after the game, who said that, it probably season done for him.
I reckon it's season ender. But can I ask you guys a question? Is anyone obviously sad, isn't it? But is anyone bothered? Because for me, I rate Ortega highly. I think Ortega's a top goalkeeper. And actually, Ederson wasn't playing particularly well in that first half. He dropped a couple of crosses that could have cost us goals. Ortega coming, fantastic. I have no problems with Ortega playing anyway. So it's sad, obviously, because I don't want our players get injured. But for me, I'm chill with Ortega. I trust Ortega completely.
I think we all do.
Have Ederson. I'd still rather have Ederson, for Tottenham especially. I think that particular game where Tottenham pressed, Ederson would be absolutely key, I think, for that sort of game. But look, Ortega's amazing anyway. So I see what you're saying. We don't want him injured. We'd rather him be about, but it's not the end of the world as if we lost Rodri, for example. If we lost him, then we'd go.
Ortega was in that when we played him in the cup, and we won 1-0.
True.
Yeah, true. Very true.
If anybody's unsure about
Ortega slander at Tottenham.
If anyone's unsure about Ortega now, then it's what does he need? What else does he need to do to prove it to you? He had a decent game at the Bernabeu. Had a decent game against Arsenal. He's had a couple of other really good performances in some other crucial games. FA Cup semi-final. What else does he need? I think.
It wasn't good at the Bernabeu. Don't think it was.
He was alright at the Bernabeu. Two of the goals weren't his fault.
Through his legs.
Sorry.
Through his legs.
No, that second one didn't go through his legs.
Come on,
only you would rinse him for the first one.
No, I love Ortega and I hope he signs his contract. We'll have to see, but that's one area of the pitch for me. I don't panic if we go down with injury.
Yeah, City should offer him cash. City. I tell you this now. City be very, very stupid to be penny pinching now on Ortega. They should go up to him now and say, "Listen, mate, put a number down on the paper. Yeah, we'll offer you." Because you've seen the problems that we had with Zach Steffen. You know what I mean? And that's not even the guy's fault. He's just not good enough. This guy's come in. And I'm telling you, man, Ortega would walk into probably 90% of the top Champions League teams. He's fucking mint, man. He's absolutely mint.
Only Liverpool he wouldn't start for in the Prem, maybe. I'm trying to think. Go through.
He'd get in the Newcastle team. He'd get in the United team.
Chelsea.
He'd get in the Chelsea team.
Arsenal.
He'd probably get in the Arsenal team, because they want that Raya gone already. He probably don't get in Villa. He don't get in Villa because that keepers are madness, and he don't get in Liverpool. Probably gets in every other team. It's fucking mint. Yeah. That's what I said. If City sell him, we should be getting at least 30-40 million, man. I know he's got a year left on his deal, but he is a top-class goalkeeper, mate. So they should just be offering him the cash, man. What wage is he on? Let me have a look what salary he's on. He's on 55 grand a week.
55.
Bro, give him 150 or something like that, mate.
Yeah.
He's on 55k.
Hang on, we've got FFP. Be careful with your 150 a week.
I don't care, bro. I mean, it is what it is now. You need to get him signed on another deal, man. You got the likes of Nunes on 130, Kovacic on 150. I'm pretty sure Calvin Phillips was on. Yeah, well, Calvin Phillips is on 150. Just give him 150, man, and just be like, bro, you're getting paid 150. Bro, are you smoking? 4-4-4-4. Do you not understand how good he is? We're in a situation where Ederson's injured and we're not even bothered because Ortega's that mint. Find me another goalkeeper that can do that, man.
He's definitely getting 150. We give Calvin Phillips 150 grand a week. We're giving it to Ortega. We have to. Jesus.
Also, guys, can you imagine where we would have been this season with all the injuries to Ederson if we had anyone else but Ortega this season?
See you later. Season over.
We would have been in trouble. Also, if he plays the rest of the season, guys, if he plays the rest of the season, the last 5 games, wouldn't that maybe provide enough for him to maybe sign a new contract? Like playing the last 5 games?
Depends what he. Probably not. But it depends what he wants, though. Sign it. If he wants to play first team football, and he's desperate to play for, he ain't staying no matter what the fee is. Unless we offer him mad cash. Now, obviously, he's just had a kid, apparently. Yeah, so it's like maybe he wants to stay in Manchester because he wants to settle down in a family. Like we all want him to stay. The fan base, like we all desperate for him to stay. The club will want him to stay. So I don't know. I guess we just have to see. But it's Ortega.
I don't think you got your priorities in order. We need to sign Scott Carson.
Scott Carson.
As long as you got size.
That triumvirate, the goalkeepers, it's yeah.
I mean, the
it's so
problem
important to the club.
at the minute is, like you were saying, size. Everyone knows Ederson's Pep's number 1. Pep's been out and made that point as well, and Ortega knows that. So it all depends on Ortega.
Yeah, and Ederson's about to extend his contract.
Yeah, Ederson's extending up, so
yeah,
okay, that's happening for sure. So
and he's Haaland as well.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Contract news, right? Big up to Andrew with the super chat. Says, big up the panel, big up the win. We will scrape the title. Squad needs a real refresh. 5 or 6 players in. Interesting. We are actually going to do a transfer stream this week. I think Tuesday night. I'm going to confirm with the lads, and we're going to do a transfer stream, Andrew, mate. So I'll get it scheduled.
3-hour one.
The 3-hour one. Yeah.
4 now. It's 4, isn't it?
4 hours.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, we'll do that on Tuesday, lads. So it'll probably do it. I think we're going to do it before or after the Champions League. I can't remember which one, but we're going to just discuss it off air and we'll get that sorted. But listen, we're going to end it there, guys. FYI, Martin on the Mancunian Way, Pat and the Mancunian lads are all going live now. So everyone on YouTube, you'll get an automatic redirect. If you are still watching on YouTube, please make sure you drop a like and subscribe. If you're watching on replay, give us your comments down below. If you're watching on X, hopefully you enjoyed the show. We usually do this after every game. We don't always do it on Twitter, though, so make sure you are coming over to YouTube. It's LB. Make sure you subscribe. Mancunian Way as well for Martin's channel. Other than that, big up to MTFC lads. Looking forward to the vlog. And
nice.
Yeah, I'll redirect you now to Mancunian Way. Thanks for watching. Cheers. See you later.
That is.